we know where Natasha's falling.
We'll see whether you're more traditional or modern in your thinking when it comes to dating.
Okay.
Would you rather a call or a text from your husband if it's just to say hi?
A call. I love to hear his voice.
Oh, that's so nice. Would you sleep with someone on the first date?
Absolutely not. And can I expand
Oh,
on
sure,
that?
absolutely.
Okay. I did not call my husband, initiate a call for the first 3 months of our 7-month courtship.
Wow.
Right.
And I know young women today don't like to hear this, but men like to hunt.
That's correct.
100%. My mom told me that when I started dating. She said, don't be so available. Men don't like it.
That's right. Takes
And
the mystery
so,
away.
That's exactly right. And by the way, I'm married 23 years. You still have to have a little mystery.
Yes,
You
exactly.
don't have to
have it all hang out.
You have to have discovery all the time. You know, so
How do you do that?
well,
She's not going to give out all her secrets.
I won't give out all my secrets.
Just not
but you have
overshare or like.
No, we share everything, but there are also things that can be private. You don't have to, always give the nitty gritty.
Right.
He doesn't have to know if she's waxing her legs.
That was exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking bikini wax.
I wasn't going to say that, but I was thinking
but
that.
That's exactly what
it's the
He
truth.
doesn't need to know.
I don't want to know what he's doing, and I don't want him to know what I'm doing.
There you go. So I think that certain things can be kept private. And so I do think, I'll hear then from a young woman, she'll say, but I know this couple had sex on their first date and they got married.
But that's
to me, that is a huge exception.
Right.
And I would strongly recommend let the other person, whoever that person is, initiate.
I agree. I think 3 months is of never being the one to text first. I don't know if that would happen now.
Maybe not.
I don't think so.
I don't think it would.
I don't think so. But there's, again, there's
Everybody
so
is-
much
it's-
pressure.
There's so much pressure on making the date. Meanwhile, half the people can't make decisions now because they've got so much on their plate from so many different sources that maybe this one's better than that. It never ending.
And I see them, they swipe so fast.
Exactly.
You might be missing the greatest guy in the
Exactly.
world.
Exactly.
Dating apps or setups?
I mean, I would say setup, but I'm not in the world of dating right now.
Like if your
but
son went on a dating app, you would think.
I can't imagine my son on a dating app, but again, we'll
You don't
see.
know.
He has so many friends and he's so social, and I think there's something very special about maybe it's his age group, sort of the next age group coming up. But I would definitely say setup.
And I also think, in conversation about that, I think because our listeners are all different ages, they're mostly not 19-year-olds. I think dating apps are appropriate for older people as well that are not really in a university or in their first, they're in their early 20s. This is mature people that sometimes don't have an ability to meet people. So the dating apps have a place.
I'm going to completely disagree. I think they have a place, but I don't think it's for people who can't meet people organically.
But it's hard.
Because it's hard and it's an extra additional way. But I'm a very social person and I went on dating apps. Like everyone I know who was single, I would be very shocked if they told me they weren't on apps.
Look, I'm so out of the loop on this.
Right.
I hear and I watch, and so maybe it's not. I mean, I think theoretically it's wonderful.
Right.
You can meet and discover, but I think it's how they're being used.
Right.
Yes.
This reject because
Totally
they didn't have dark hair, they weren't tall enough, or they weren't this.
I agree.
When I was in my 20s, if I was asked out on a date or set
went.
up, I went.
Yeah.
It was one drink, it was one
Exactly.
meal.
It's not the end of the world.
No.
I operated that way.
Yeah, you did too.
Yeah.
Don't forget you started really dating so much during COVID. And that was very different.
It was just to have a social life because otherwise you didn't know where to meet. There were no bars.
You couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Right.
So I think that 4 years or 3 years, from 20 to 23, you can't sort of lump into normal dating.
No, you mean 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And that
and I was
really-
in my freshly graduated,
Exactly.
ready to date
Right.
moment.
No, that's
and
what I'm
then they're
saying.
Like, no.
And then
Right.
it shuts
I think
down.
it's different.
Yeah.
I think
It's also interesting for mature people. I mean,
I think
don't
it's
know
very good for
your
mature
audience,
people.
but if you become a widower or a
Absolutely.
widow, I
don't
know
think
several
that
people
who
that have met
done it,
online.
and they
Yes.
meet people because they really don't know how to do it. They're not going to
Yes.
go hang out in a bar.
No.
So this way they can do it with the least with the least amount of embarrassment. So I think it
Yes.
has its place.
Mhm.
I think you're right.
Okay, would you move in together before getting engaged or wait until you're engaged or married to live
Absolutely not. What is the incentive to propose if you're already living together?
So you think engaged first.
Right.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Would one person pay for the date in a relationship or should you split, alternate?
I think I'm a real traditionalist.
Yeah, all of them are
I think that I maybe
think you
fall
know
in your alley.
See, you're coming
I
onto
think-
my side.
I think I'm on Grandma Gail's side
Right.
on much of the dating.
Yeah,
right.
And I think it's tried and true.
Right.
I mean, I
It's been
think
around forever and it's
Yes.
worked out well
it's
for
worked
most
out.
people.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll call you a traditional
Definitely.
You
dater.
can call me a traditionalist.